What's going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another gameplay video. This time we're running Shanks. We were at game night. Before we get into the full-on gameplay, just wanted to remind you guys we still do have the giveaway. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel and comment on a video up until this upcoming Saturday, the 28th, which will be the last day. And we will do the wheel spin to see who wins a playmat from Dueling Card. Not only that, don't forget there is a 5% off code using SG TCG off of all of Dueling Guard. So don't forget to use that if you guys want to get some new stuff. But go ahead and starting this match off. I won dice roll, chose to go second to take curve from Blackbeard. He ends up playing My Era Begins, and then passes turn to me. I'm using Shanks this time. I turn one, play Otama out for just one Don. Reason why I do this is if he plays out a dot Q, he could potentially just dot Q it away, and then I can swing at the dot Q, kind of like a bait, which is exactly what he does here. But if not, if the Otama's stuck, I basically wanted to play out another character this upcoming turn and go wide to try to get rid of his small body. So I get rid of the dot Q, I play out Lime Juice for 2. And again, the main purpose of all this is just I'm playing out these little bodies so that if he plays out his Lafitte's or his dot Q's again, I could just swing at him and get rid of him. Because if he wants to get rid of Lime Juice with dot Q, he needs to use a Laboon or Van Augur. So using all that to like my advantage, because he's going to have to turn these cards sideways. So I pass the turn over to Moose. He's going to swing, looks like 6k to lead. I think I opt to take it, because even if I use leader ability, I'm still gonna have to give him a 1k counter. And here I'm thinking about it. Left Wandon up, mainly because, again, I just played out the 3-cost body. And I do use leader ability and give him a Marco. End up giving him the Marco just because the chances of me being able to use on plays aren't really there. I could have used it to establish a body, though. So here he plays out the Laboon, and he chucks a Shiryu for his leader ability, which is what I figured he was going to do, which is why I didn't play out the Marco. But Laboon being on the field will be a little bit of a problem, especially if you can combo with dot Q, which is more than likely what he will do. So you see I'm separating the Don. I'm at 6 Don. I do plan on playing out 2 3-cost bodies, and again, the main idea I'm trying to go for is to go wide. I swing 5 at his lead. He takes it. Playing Blackbeard, I don't really want to do that too much, just because I don't want to give him too many cards in hand. And you see I end up playing another Lime Juice and a Sanji. The Sanji's good because he can buff himself up to 7k, so taking one of my life, but it will be very beneficial to get rid of the Laboon swinging 7, because Blackbeard doesn't really want to give too much counter, unless really able to, but him getting to the point of discarding per turn is going to be more to my benefit. So I believe he's at his 7 Don turn, which for Blackbeard, he could do a couple things. Maybe a Lafitte search, try to find something else. Establish a Burgess, which if I'm able to at this point, able to establish a Burgess to put some type of pressure on, I would. Especially if he's negating all my on plays, which is like my Rayleighs and my Ben Beckman, because then Ben Beckman won't be able to trash his Burgess. Much less, I wouldn't be able to use Otamas to get him down. I would need a Hongo on the field, which I was hoping to draw into, and I ended up not. So he's considering on swinging or probably reducing to, so he's choosing to reduce to Sanji, which is the better choice, because again, like I said, Sanji can get himself up to a 7k using his own ability and getting 2 rested Don and popping it. So now he's vulnerable for the dot Q, because dot Q can get I can get rid of the dot Q with one of these Lime Juices, although he will draw, but that's okay. I'd rather get rid of this stuff so he is unable to pop the bodies later on in the game. It looks like he's trying to tap 4 and potentially play out another. Probably a Burgess would be the move, is what I would try to do. And instead, he finger pistols the other Lime Juice, which is fine with me. He's getting rid of cards from his hand, and now he's going to use leader ability. So took basically 3 cards from his hand this turn. It looks like he has only 4 cards in hand, so he was at 7 starting the turn, which I'm okay with. He's going to get 1 card up from the dot Q though, so all depending on how I do this. So I got 5 down, probably going for an ace play, which I love the ace in the Blackbeard matchup. Unless they do a black hole, it's the only way around it. But if not, if they just try to Laboon.Q it, I can use his ability to basically stick on the field, giving him a minus 2k reduction. Which is exactly what I need to do for him. So swing the lime juice at the dot Q. The better sequencing for this would have been swinging 8 at the Laboon first, just so that he wouldn't get counter, so that I can secure the Laboon goes. Because if he didn't, if he would have got a couple counter and willing to save it, that would have been rough on my part. But swing 8 and it clears the Laboon, and I establish ace. So now lime juice is turned sideways. I don't care about lime juice at this point. Next turn, I will be at 10. If I have the 10 drop Shanks, or yeah, basically 10 drop Shanks is what I need to keep establishing, because then it will make his 10 drop Blackbeards basically useless, especially if I can chain the 10 drop Shanks. So he swings at lime juice. I considered on saving it, but there's no point. I don't want to dump too much cards just to save a little body. It did what it needed to do. And here he's in a Laboon and then black hole the ace, which is the only way around it for Blackbeard. But again, it takes 2 cards just to get rid of 1, where typically would just get need to be just a dot Q. So in a pretty decent spot for myself here. I don't know. I don't think he used leader ability this turn, so very beneficial for me, because now I can establish a Rayleigh here if I really wanted to, and get rid of the Laboon and be fine. So I swing 7 at life. I do the Rayleigh and it pops the Laboon, which is why I went for life instead of the Laboon, because Rayleigh would at least clear it for free for me, since I had access to the on-play abilities. At this point for him, yeah, he's going to start establishing the 10 drops. I counter out with a 1k. Don't want to go too low, because then he could decide to pressure very heavily. Looks like I do have a Goldie Rogers in hand also. I run it at a 2 of in the deck, just to kind of give myself a better chance of trying to see it. And I do establish it just because I have a second one in my hand, as you saw there. So I'm not too worried about losing this Goldie Roger. And I'd rather just put pressure. He's going to give me a 2k here with his teach, which is what happened. So I'm okay if he decides to swing big at it, because I do got the other one. I'm trying to bait him out, thinking that this is my only Goldie Roger and my only play, which technically was, because I could have just swung big with leader instead. But I'd rather establish a body, put pressure, because now he's going to have to answer the Goldie Roger and let the Rayleigh continue swinging at this point. But other than that, it looks like I only have a bunch of 2k counters and a 5 cost blocker Rayleigh to cycle hand out. And I could only use that if he does not negate his my on-play abilities. So at this point, Moose is in a pretty bad spot. He's probably going to need to chain a Blackbeard right now to pretty much negate my leader ability this turn and the Roger for next turn. So I'm unable to swing with it, and if he decides to block, the Roger's ability does not work, since it is negated from the 10 drop teach. But if he doesn't have it, he's kind of in a rough spot, and him not seeing any Lafitte's or stage full of lead to go through the deck to look for stuff, kind of, very rough. So he uses stronger, chucks the stage, gives the Goldie Rogers -2, and looks like he forgot to draw with the stronger, which he is supposed to draw off the stronger and any finger pistols. So technically he should have 1 more card in hand here. Misplay on his part now that I look back at this. So yeah, he should have 3 cards in hand, because stronger, when you discard, you draw 1. So you kind of get 1 card back after you use 2. But he is able to remove the Roger from the field. And at this point, it's kind of a rough spot. He needed to be able to search for the 10 drops throughout this entire game, but not seeing the stage early enough, because at that point he did chuck for the stronger ability. It's not really worth establishing this late in the game, especially after I've dropped, you know, a couple big bodies. So I think he's considering on what to do. And he chooses to pass turn. And I think the best thing, oh, it looks like I have a dragon. Yep. So I do a dragon and attach 2 Dawn to my leader so I can swing for 7. I'm going to swing 8 at his lead. And I'm pressuring his leader just because I have the Rodder. So if he gets down to 0, I can really go for game. There's no rush card in Blackbeard, so I'm not worried since I have 3 life. What I should have did was swung for 9 there to bait out the blocker. Oh, well, it looks like he's considering doing it anyway. But 9 will guarantee the block. Here he gave me 2 2Ks, which kind of sucks. Because if I would have swung 9-9, I would have gotten through this turn with both all 3 attacks, and then I could have just Roddered to start with no issue guaranteeing it. So could have just left the dragon up at that point, but I decided to just swing with it anyway. He's gonna block 2 Dawn on it. He only gets up to 11, which is just out of Teach's range. But yeah, attaching the 2 Dawn, I should have swung 9-9 with my leader, and then obviously dragon is a 9k stat line. But he's swinging 9 at the Rayleigh. I'm debating on using my ability to get out of it, but I use the ability on Van Augur. 2k counter out. I do it like this just to force him to have to apply more Dawn onto Van Augur just to swing. So it's just another 9k. So here I give him another 2k to get out. Not worth getting rid of the Teach. So he needs the Teach to be able to stay alive. So he's got 2 Dawn. More than likely is a Vasco shot if you're still playing in the deck. I know a lot of people are moving to Bartos, but he ends up swinging with the Teach to clear the dragon and play the Vasco. And here I need to make sure that the Rayleigh hits. So I swing for 8, and I think he's going to take it here, which guarantees the win with the Goldie Rodgers on my side. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below for the giveaway, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.